Hello everyone and welcome to Index Card Friday. So this week we've got a glycine bag that has some collage work on the front, and it holds the index card, and the index card looks just like this. There we go. So what we're going to do is we are going to take a piece of plain cardstock and we are going to glue these scrap bits, and then I'm going to take it over to the sewing machine and we are going to use decorator strips of stitching. And I don't know if you can see, but I used a tricolor thread. And then we are getting into die cuts and doing die cuts in each panel except the skinny winny one there. Then we will place our index card on the back. So let's get started. You are going to need, obviously, an index card. I am using a 4x6, and I have strips of variegated sizes of cardstock, and I've got some die cuts, and this is our glycine bag. So I have a piece of cardstock here, and what I am going to do is get my glue stick, and I just took strips of scraps and just cut them in various sizes from, I think the smallest is 1/2 inch, and then we have 1 inch. I don't think anything is larger than 1 inch. So let's see what we've got. We are going to start with this one right here, and that is the back side. So we are going to put our glue stick on here. I hope everybody is having a wonderful Friday. And I think we'll go this way. And you're just going to go ahead, go all the way to the end. And we are going to cover this 4x6 with our papers, our scrap papers. So then the next one is this one. This is, I think, a great way to use up scraps, and it makes a really fun project. Would make a fun tag, journal card. I think some of you might say these are Franken pages. I don't know if they would be considered Franken pages. Might be. And we are going to just layer these on until we get to the end. So you're just going to just repeat and just butt these up against each other, and you can pretty much feel if they're nestled together or if you've got one on top of another. We don't want one on top of another, so get them as close as you can, because you don't want to have any white showing. Cute, cute. I'm trying to think of where I found the inspiration for this, but my brain's all over the place, and so yeah, guys, thank you for all your well wishes, for your cards, for your notes. I really appreciate all your kindness, your words. I know I am not alone in this. So many of you have lost your parents. So my heart goes out to you as well as to myself. This is, let's see, I think we can cut off a bit of this, and hopefully I didn't cut too much. And of course I did. How did I know I was going to do that? That's okay. We're going to use it anyway. The minute I cut that, I thought, ooh, I think you cut too much. But it's okay, because we're kind of patched together, and so that's what we're going to do right here. We are going to take this piece, and you're never going to know. You will not be able to tell. And we have one more piece left. And then I am going to take this to the machine. Now, if you don't want to stitch, you don't like to stitch, or you just don't like the look of the stitching, just make sure that you have got plenty of glue so that everything will stay together and you won't have an issue and you'll be good. And if you wanted to distress each piece ahead, then of course you would do that. So I'm going to turn this over and I'm going to see where we have to trim. And then before I go to the machine, I'm going to give this just a little bit of a chance to dry. And we will work on our glycine bag. So let's do that. And what did I do for the glycine bag? I don't remember. Make sure you have the front. And then what we're going to do is lay down our strips the way we want them. And that, of course, is up to you. So we'll cut this about right here. That will be our longest strip. And then we are going to place this on there. Get my glue. And put our glued piece on here. And then we are going to take this piece here and we are going to put that over there like that. So if you want to distress, I would say do that before you put your strips together. It will just make life a little bit easier. Then we have this piece here with the butterfly. And I am going to put that right on top. And I did not distress mine, but I am going to distress this one because I just like the way it looks. Just vintage photo distress ink is what I'm using. And then we have a die cut here that we are going to, oh, so cute. So let's get our glue, get our die cut. It's really very simple, but look at how cute it is. And wouldn't it be adorable if it was like a Christmas theme or fall? Just really, really cute. I remember years ago, Nick the Booksmith did something like this and called it Franken pages, where she attached multiple pages together and stitched them. Now, if you wanted to put your glossy accents or your embossing glaze, if you have an embossing pen, a glue pen, this would be the time to do that. We are going to take our bag and we are going to glue that down. So I am doing well. Today's a good day. So I'm going to come in a little bit from the edge. I didn't want to be too close to the edge. And I'm going to close off my glue and close off my glue stick. And then we are going to go around and just lightly, or it depends on how much you may have glycine bags that are coffee dyed. I will give you the measurements of this one. Pretty sure it's very, very close to being a 4x6 because that is what our index card is, and it just fits. Let's see, if I take a piece of something, I can take this. We can get this edge here. Just muddy it up a little bit. Okay, so this is going to measure. When they measure the bags, I don't know if they go all the way to the top or just the opening. It is 6 1/4 high if you include the little lip by 4. So with that being said, this part is done, and now I am going to take our card over to the machine and I am going to stitch down a decorator strip, and then I am going to zigzag all around the card here. So I will be right back. So depending upon what you do, you are going to have something that looks like this. And that is the back. Now the back, when you use tricolored thread, that's pretty cool looking, but you can't write on it. So that is why I decided to attach the index card after I sewed. You don't have to, and you don't have to sew, but for the purposes of this index card project, I just thought that was better. So get rid of the threads. And this is what we've got. Now my index card went a little bit outside the line here, but I think the stitching's cool, so I don't mind. If you don't want that to happen, before you stitch your edge, then make sure that you measure your index card. Try and make sure I've got, measure your index card so that you don't have that overlap. And this doesn't look like it's going to do that, but once you glue it, you don't really know. So I am going to use my Fabri-Tac for this because it's thicker and I just don't trust the glue stick. So we are going to put Fabri-Tac all along the edge, and that's also going to hold down any threads, any stitching that you might have. So Fabri-Tac, you don't need to cover it, but you do want to get it down there. You don't want it coming up. So hopefully we are good, because I'm going for it. And I can see that I am going to be able to see some of my stitches, and I am all right with that. Just want to go and apply a little bit of pressure because we do have the thickness of the thread, and I don't think we're going to have to do any trimming. You can see a little bit, but if that bothers you, you might want to trim your card, this part, before you stitch it, and that way your index card should fit. But like I said, that doesn't bother me at all. So now what we're going to do is we are going to do a little bit more of the distress ink, just to cover up any of the white index card that might be showing. And then we're going to turn it around, and we're going to do a little bit on this side as well. You don't have to use distress ink if you don't want. I like it. So for me, I kind of like that vintagey look that you get. And now we're going to get into the die cuts. I had originally thought that this is what I wanted to do, and I wasn't going to add die cuts. I was going to call this the index card. But the die cuts just got to be fun. Something just said, get your die cuts out and add them. So I thought that they added another element, and they were cute. So that is what we're going to do. But you can see you don't need to have die cuts. You could add labels. You could add anything you wanted. You could add words, numbers. But I just thought die cuts were cute. I had them, and so I thought, why not? And it looks like, of course, I'm missing die cuts. Of course I'm missing die cuts. So why would I think I wasn't? And I had them all out, so I don't know where they went. Okay, I'm finding them. this is. Okay, so there's one. The next die cut I used was this one. Looks like I am missing a die cut. So I'm gonna have to go get one. This one goes right here. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna have to pull another one out, but let's finish this and then I will go for it. This one here. Just so cute. There. Then we have this one. Right here. This one on the end, and then I need to pull out one of the long die cuts. I'll find it. It's on my messy desk somewhere. Now, like I had mentioned, if you wanted to take a glaze or glossy accents and go over that, your flowers, just to kind of give them that little pop, you can. We are missing the long one that will go here. So that's pretty. Let's use that. Okay, guys. I wanted to say something about a couple of you have contacted me about my ephemera packages. My ephemera packages held 15, 16 pieces of ephemera, and I sold 12 of them. So you can imagine the ephemera that I had. I know a few of you are disappointed because you missed it, but I am still getting together ephemera pieces, so if I have enough, I will list a few more and I will let you know ahead of time. I will show them. I have discovered that I am not the type of paper crafter that likes to have a bunch of ephemera that then I can use in journals. I really enjoy creating ephemera as I create the journal, so that is why I had so much ephemera, and that is why I wanted to get rid of it. So I'm still going through, and if I find enough to be able to put them up again, then I will. Okay, what do you think? Isn't she so cute? So this is it. I think we better make sure we didn't check and it's not going to fit. Look at that. This is not going to fit. And you know, something told me, check before you stitch. This will not work. So what we're going to do then, because it will not work, is go through, let me see what the next larger envelope or glycine bag is. And I am afraid it is going to be a very large glycine bag, and we don't want that. So what do we have, Charlotte? What do you have, Charlotte? Let's see, buttons. Buttons might work. What I mean by that is I have a bag with buttons. So what we're going to do when I give this away is it is going to come like this. Yep, like this with this. So this will be the giveaway. That way you have the bag, and if you want to decorate the outside of this, you can, but it's embossed with buttons and it's really cute. So this will be next week's giveaway. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, you know, sometimes stuff just happens. So that just goes to show you, make sure you check. This just fit. And when I think about it, I think I must have cut it off to be able to go on. But you know, my brain right now it's all over the place. So I apologize for that, but I wouldn't mind getting this. So hopefully you don't mind either. Okay, let's give away this. This little gem from last week. Let's give this away. And how about it goes to Karen Bellinger. All right, Karen, I will get this in the mail to you. Hopefully you enjoy this. And I still have last week's, I think I still have last week's that needs to go. So guys, I'm sorry about that. I have the doily. Yes, I still have Brenda's to get out. I have been doing die cuts for, this is doily month, and so I'm getting these ready to go. So just bear with me. I will get there, I promise. I will get there. Yeah, my mother were here, she'd be saying, Charlotte, don't disappoint, get them out. So yeah, I will. Okay, have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. I hope you enjoyed the share, and I will see you in the next video, guys. Bye.